one more. High fives. I hope you've had a lovely month so far. This is your mid-month life path reading for December 17th through January 17th. And thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, I am Morgana Braid, High Priestess of Maiden Circle Coven and Academy. And if you'd like to learn more about the Academy or Coven, check out the links in the description. And if you'd like to have a personal reading, also check out the links in the description and find my Etsy shop. So welcome. As you can tell, we are doing this live as opposed to the pre-recorded videos that we were doing. And the reason I'm doing that is because it just kind of cuts down on time for all of us. Before, when I would edit, I would record the videos in advance, and then I would have to edit them, and I'd have to take out certain sounds and cut out my long breaks sometimes that I take to cut these videos down from being nearly an hour long. I did all that stuff and cut out the sound. Hopefully my computer fan isn't so loud right now. I know it can be kind of annoying, but this is just kind of to save time for me, for you, for everybody. You may hear things like sirens because I do live in Brooklyn. You may, like I said, hear my computer fan. You may hear my cat decide to randomly go crazy. Who knows? But we're going to have a nice, lovely reading. So thank you for being here. Your life path number should be 5 if you are here, or you maybe have 5 in your chart that has a lot of influence. Because if this doesn't resonate with you, I would recommend checking both your name chart and your birth chart and seeing which numbers tend to have the most influence, and then go check out the readings for those numbers as well as this one. Also, I'd like to point out that if this particular message does resonate with you, there's a huge chance the rest will. If it doesn't, that doesn't mean they won't. It just means they're more likely to if this one does. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you guys? Thank you so much for being here. You will have your pick a card reading coming up soon and your 2020 reading. And let's go ahead and get started. Get yourself in that place where you're ready to receive messages. Take a nice deep breath to connect with your higher self, connect with your guides, your spiritual guides, and anything else that's out there trying to help you find your highest good. Okay, so we're going to start with your overall message for 5s. What is the overall message for those with a life path number of 5 for December 17th to January 17th? December 17th, 2019 through to January 17th, 2020. What is the overall guiding message for those with a life path number of 5? What is the overall guiding message for those with a life path number of 5 for the month of December 17th through January 17th? What is the overall guiding message for those with a life path number of 5 for this 4-week period of December 17th to January 17th? What is the overall guiding message overall? You have a 4. That's funny. Life path number 4 had a 5, and you have a 4. Setting priorities is important for this 5. Some things need to be let go of in order to make room for more important things. Okay, so that's it. Set your priorities straight the next 4 weeks, because there are some things that are not really serving you anymore. There are some things that you may enjoy, but they're not necessarily as important as other things that you need to be doing, right? So be very aware of your priorities for this next 4-week period. So let's see what your direct message is. And you guys actually got an extra card. Usually with the direct messages, extra cards are a little bit more rare than with the smaller cards, but you got it. So you have Going Beyond Normal and Sacred Fool. You have 3 4s that we can see. 4, 4, 4. So whatever your priorities are, I think you need to really focus on. Oh, there are those sirens. Sorry about that, guys. But whatever your priorities are, the next 4 weeks, I think you need to focus on thinking outside of the box, essentially. So Going Beyond Normal basically makes me think having ideas that are beyond what everyone else says is acceptable, doing things that are more in tune with your higher purpose, with something that's beyond the mundane, or just something that is unexpected, something that maybe people thought you shouldn't do, or people told you wasn't the right way to do things, but then you realize that, oh, you know what, if I do it this way, though, everyone will benefit. Good things will happen. But people are like, that's unorthodox, it's not the way you're supposed to do it, blah, blah, blah. You can be unorthodox, okay? So go out of the box, step out of the box, do something different. I do think with all these fours that there's this message of you being guided by the divine. They're saying, you know, whatever this is that's beyond normal, this is something more than just you. It's more than just like your instincts. It's your divine guidance. It's your spiritual guides. It's, you know, God, goddess, whatever you believe in that's guiding you. It's the universe. They're sending you this message, okay? And so we have Sacred Fool, which represents someone who may be manipulating the situation, and it speaks to not only the possibility of other people manipulating the situation, but you as well. You could be trying to control things a little more than you need to, a little more than like is healthy, I guess. You can be trying to like make sure things play out a certain way, like trying to force things to fit into this box, because it's not necessary that going beyond normal is speaking of outside forces. It could be you keeping yourself in a box, keeping yourself with in this place. And you know, the more I say box, the more I realize that the number 4 represents a square, which represents a box. So you're stuck in a square. You're feeling, I think, kind of just you're not allowing yourself to do things differently for some reason. You're like trying to control the situation, trying to control other people. The Sacred Fool does speak to the possibility of someone else doing all that manipulation, someone pulling your strings, so to speak. But I'm feeling kind of for you, this might be you pulling the strings, you trying to control things, you thinking that things have to be a certain way. And this is telling you, you know what, your priorities are not where they need to be right now. The way you're manipulating things, the way you're controlling things, it's limiting. It's keeping you stuck in the norm, in the box, okay? So let's see what's going on in your soul. What message is your spirit or your soul trying to bring to the surface for this 4-week period? You have the Page of Coins. So your soul is on this kind of beginning thing. Like it's this new mission for like, hold on, let me see the other side here. So it's something that I think you're curious about on a very deep level. There's something like in your soul that's just it's waking up, and it's not quite there yet. There's still a lot that needs to be changed, but it's waking up. And I think that's why you got this Going Beyond Normal card, because you've been trying to like control things, and your spirit is saying it's time to loosen up just a little. It's time to look towards something new, some new endeavor, some new balance. With coins, I'm thinking that maybe you need to get grounded. Maybe you need to start a new meditation ritual or meditation regime. Like every day, you may be meditating every day now, but you may have been doing the same thing over and over for the last couple of months or years, and it's no longer like it's kind of plateaued. And so now you're moving into a different form of like getting grounded, a different form of being stable. And it's not like it's new. It's something that's just kind of starting. It's your soul sending this message that like, hey, maybe I need to rest, or maybe I need to look into new methods of understanding. Maybe I need to think differently about the way I'm doing things, right? So it's just this message of starting new, starting fresh, but like you haven't quite blossomed yet. It's still planting seeds in the ground, okay? So let's see what's going on in your subconscious or in your thoughts and your emotions for the next 4-week period. The 6 of Coins. Okay, so you may just be kind of feeling a little spread out. Like you're just giving a lot of your attention, a lot of your energy to everyone else. And you haven't been able to focus on you. And maybe that's what's happening with this Sacred Fool energy is like, you like we have strings again. Well, I guess technically they're tails, but you know, we have someone pulling strings, and I do feel strongly that's you. You're trying to control things, but to the point where you're putting your fingers in every pot, and you need to maybe step back and delegate, or step back and like do something different, because I do feel like for a lot of you 5s out there, you've just been kind of in this this continuous cycle where you've just been, like I said earlier, stuck in a box where you've just been doing the same things over and over again. You've been trying to control the situation mentally. You're trying to handle everything or run everything. Again, I feel like there's this very strong manipulative energy, and I think that's coming from you right now. And it's not, I'm not saying you're a manipulative person. I'm just saying you're trying to control the situations that you're not meant to be controlling, and that's causing you a lot of mental stress. I feel it's causing you a lot of like mental and emotional stress because you're trying to control everything, but not everything is maybe working out the way you're hoping. Let's see what's going on in your physical experience, because you did get 2 extra cards, which is pretty rare, that jumped out. So what is your physical experience? This could be your emotions. This could be, not your emotions, this could be your relationships. This could be your career, your finances, your health, just things that are going on in your physical life. What is the energy surrounding you on the earthly mundane plane for December 17th through January 17th? The Knight of Swords. Okay, so it's like a journey, and the 6 of Coins again, right? So I do feel like a lot of you are putting in a lot of energy and a lot of work towards something, a lot of thought towards something, but whatever it is, it's like you're giving up. You're giving too much. Again, check your priorities, because you're putting energy into something that is maybe serving other people, but it's not serving you anymore, if it ever was. Then we have the 6 of Swords. Yeah. Your mindset. This is you. This is all your mindset. This manipulative energy, this control freak kind of thing that's going on, this is in your head, and your soul is begging you to try something new. Your soul is begging you to change approach, because your physical life is going to reflect what's going on with you trying to manipulate everything, and I don't think it's going to work out well. I think you're going to be giving up too much of yourself, and it's like you're going to realize, I think you're going to have a mindset shift, or you need to have a mindset shift so that your physical life can improve. There's a movement here. There's a cutting off of something that's not serving you. So we have the sword energy twice here. So there's this cutting off of something that is not serving you, is not bringing you abundance, it's not bringing you positive energy, it's not bringing you healing. Okay, financially, I do feel like there's a slight financial message here, because so some of you, I think, are putting in too much energy into work. But we have coin, 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 and then we have this, which has this little golden light bulb and a bunch of like buttons, and there's some coins in there and discs. So I do think for many of you, this has to do with your job. This has to do with you putting in a bunch of energy into a job that doesn't care about you as much as you care about it. You're putting in a bunch of energy into something that, like, you're working hard, you're working very hard, but you're putting that energy to a place that is not serving you, and it's time to switch. It's time to move out of that situation, whether it's a job. I do feel, like I said, some of you it is, but it could be something else. It could be a project, it could be a relationship, it could be something that you've just been putting in a lot of energy and a lot of work towards, but not getting that same energy back, not really getting anything back that is beneficial to you at this point. Okay, so your soul is like, try something new. Start a new career, start a new creative endeavor, go to something new, and narrow down, because your mind is just kind of out there. Narrow down where you're putting your energy, so that you are not being taken advantage of and manipulated and used by someone outside of yourself, and so that you are not taking advantage of a situation, and also so that you're not keeping yourself stuck in a place that you don't need to be in. Okay, so let's see what your support messages. This is a message of whoever you pray to. So this could be God, this could be, the goddess, the universe, this could be just your higher self, an unnamed deity, whatever it is that you call on when you are in need, when you are hurting, when you are happy, when you want to share joy, when you want to give thanks. This is their message of support to you. Excuse me. And you also got 2 extra cards here. So let's see where your extra cards are. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. And joy is the ultimate creator. Okay? And then you have, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Okay? So some of you, I feel like I've felt this kind of energy of like kind of a grumpy person. Like someone who's, like I said, like I kept picturing, like, I guess, Scrooge, someone who works really hard, has a lot of money, but unlike Scrooge, you give your energy to everybody else instead of taking it in for yourself, but you still have that kind of miserly energy. So this is telling you to tap into your joy, tap into love. Don't, like, if you're dealing with someone who's made you upset, try to look at them through eyes of love. Try to be like, okay, you know what? You're a human being. And you're making mistakes. And of course, that's not going to be the same if, like, they're like a horrible narcissist. In that case, run away. But sometimes, people are just humans and they make a lot of mistakes. And obviously, there's a limit. Like, don't let people just keep making mistakes over and over again, because then they're stepping on you, then they're, like, using you. But really, and speak up, for yourself. But really, I think in this situation, it's really about trying to be loving and open to people. And I feel, I just have this feeling that this is for you. Yes, be loving and open and looking at other people. And yes, if someone has been kind of annoying you lately, but they're not the worst, really try to look at them as a person who's just trying their best, just like everybody else. But I am also feeling strongly for a lot of you. This is about treating yourself with that same love. This is about telling yourself, if you mess up one day, you're not trash. You're not a loser. You didn't entirely mess everything up because things weren't perfect. Things weren't exactly the way you planned. You can reassess, you can change, you can trust yourself and love yourself. And I think when you start loving yourself too, you're going to stop giving so much to other people. You're going to stop putting your energy out there to the point that it's detrimental to you, okay? You're going to break out of that box that you've kept yourself in, right? So let's see what your closing remarks are. This is just kind of something to help us understand this reading as well. Sometimes I think of this as kind of what happened in the past, but it could be what you're going through now, and this could be the future. This could also be the present or now. So let's see what your closing remarks are. You got the King of Swords, so there was a lot of thought going into the situation. Strength, so you needed to kind of be bolstered through something. The Tower, that's why. Okay, so there's a lot of thought, a lot of organization, a lot of plans. Again, there's that energy of the control freak, of someone who needed to manipulate the situation, someone who needed everything to go his way, someone who laid, like, well-laid plans, okay, your best laid plans, and then something, like, you needed to have some strength through that. Like, you really needed to deal with this situation, because whatever happened, despite all your best laid plans, you faced a tower moment. So the tower came down, things started crashing down around you, things didn't go the way you'd hoped or expected, and it kind of broke your heart. It kind of left you in this place where you were, like, really sad, really heartbroken. And that might be where you're standing right now. That might be why your soul is, like, there's this, like, blossoming, or not blossoming, but, like, the shoots are coming up. You're planting seeds, or your soul is asking you to do so, because of this heartbreak that you experienced from this tower moment. Like, you had goals, you had plans, you had expectations, and you thought you were ready for them, and then the tower happened, and then it kind of broke you, unfortunately. So let's see what we have up here. Three of Wands. So a new decision is being made, a change. You're moving somewhere else. Knight of Wands. Some of you might even be literally moving. Whoa, whatever you're doing. King of Wands. You're taking action. You are taking action. You faced this heartbreak. You had these plans. They fell apart, and now you're like, you know what? I need to reassess. Again, there's that Six of Swords energy of, like, moving into a new way of living. But this energy is going to be coming at after, I think, you have this mindset shift that you need to face. And right now, I don't know if in the next 4 weeks, from December 17th to January 17th, I don't know if you're actually going to fully go through that mindset shift, but I do think you are going to make a change regardless. Like, you are going to realize that the plans you had in the past, the things you tried to control, the priorities that you had, they were not serving you, and it's time to leave them behind. Let them go and move forward into a new hope, a new positive energy. You're moving. Some of you, like I said, may even actually be traveling, because we have this boat here. Some of you may actually be moving somewhere new. But whatever it is, you're moving away from the priorities you had in the past, from whatever it is that led you to this tower moment. And you're starting new, and I think you're going to be excited about it. There's some passion there. The Knight of Wands is such a passionate boy, such a passionate being. Like, gender isn't really important here. but he's passionate and he's excited and he's ready to move forward towards his goal. And not like Knights tend to also be very obsessive, so like nothing can stop him from going towards his goal, right? And I think that is going to bring you to a stable place. It's going to bring you to somewhere where you're like, I did it. I'm passionate and I'm working in my passion. I'm focused on my passion. Like I said, for some of you, this is a job and you're breaking away from that. For others, you, it's just something you've been putting a lot of energy into, for something outside of yourself, maybe for someone else. And you're realizing that that's where you ended up with a broken heart. And you had to turn around and see the positive so you can reassess and come and move on, move through towards something that brings you more positivity, whatever these seeds are that you're laying, that I think is going to blossom. I don't think you're here yet. I think you're still kind of here at this 5 of Cups. You've gone through this, but you're still kind of here and you're ready, I think, in the next 4 weeks to make this transition, to move forward into something very new, something very exciting, something you're positive and passionate about, something that's going to leave you just feeling very proud and very strong. And I think this is going to happen fast too. Like the moment you make the decision to make this change, to make this transition, then it's all going to happen pretty fast, because wands are like one of the fastest symbols in the suit, and it's fiery, so it's going to be like woof, an explosion of ideas, an explosion of creativity, an explosion of energy. And that's going to leave you in a very beautiful, stable place. But I do know that you do have to make a strong, concerted effort to find joy in yourself and to break away from this thing that has been causing you to feel kind of down or kind of overwhelmed or kind of stressed. I actually want to look. I keep thinking every time I look at this, I want to look at the book and see what the book actually says about that particular card. Because every time I look at it, my brain says, look at the book. So let's see what the book says about the 6 of Coins. This little bookie here. And this is the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot, in case you're curious. 6 of Discs. You have more than enough resources to share. When you offer some of your prosperity to others, you will make room for more to return to you. The key concepts of this card are generosity, charity without pity, and kindness. Okay, so the giving energy, like I said, it's like you give more than you need to give. And I do think because of these cards that are surrounding it, it's less about you having enough to share and more about you just sharing everything. You give and you give and you give. And like I said, it could be to an outside source, it could be to a relationship, it could be to a job, but you're just giving so much all the time. And it's not where you need to be giving energy. It's not where your priorities need to go. And it's gonna keep leading you here until you change the way you're trying to do things and let go of control of the situation. Let go of control of the outcome, I should say. Don't expect a specific outcome, because I feel like that's where you were with that King of Swords energy. You were really expecting a certain outcome and you were like prepared for it, and then it didn't happen, and that really threw you for a loop. So don't really expect a specific outcome and stop giving so much. Yes, you want to. This is in your emotions. This is in your heart and your mind. You really want to give and give and give, but take a step back. Really slow down and like look, because it's so funny that you end with these wands, which are like the fastest suit, but you start with a lot of coins, which in my mind is like the slowest suit. It's earth, it's the ground, it's like so there's like I don't know like how it is for everybody else, but I just feel like you're in this kind of low space right now, low space, but you're going to end up in a very fast moving situation that's going to bring you a lot more joy and a lot more positivity, a lot more abundance. But you need to move away from whatever it is you're doing now. You need to really, really reassess your priorities. Okay, fives, that is your message for January 17th, or for December 17th through January 17th. Thank you. I do hope that everything works out for you. I do hope that you come back throughout these next 4 weeks, or whenever you find it throughout the next 4 weeks, and really, really take the steps to reassess and understand what's going on, and let me know, how this plays out. Let me know in January how this last 4 weeks went, because I'm rooting for you, and I do see things like rapidly turning around for you. Once you make the choice to figure out which priorities are best for you and let go of something that's no longer serving you and let go of this need for control, this control freak energy, once you make that choice and you move towards something that will provide for you and will it's new, it's a new beginning. This new beginning is going to make you a little bit less um, easy to take advantage of, and I think that's lovely. So please let me know how this goes. Fives, thank you so very much for being here. I hope to hear from you soon. Let me know what you think of this reading, and I'll see you next time. Remember, always, always, always that I love you, and goodbye.